All right. Well, welcome.
Hi.
And I know this is, you're usually on this side of the table, so we're excited to have you on that side of the table. So to start, just go ahead and introduce yourself. I'll introduce myself as well. For anybody that doesn't know me, I'm Trey Miller, Vice President of Marketing. And Hannah?
I'm Hannah Golichowski, and I'm the Internal Communications Specialist here at the Jayco Family of Companies.
Perfect. So I wrote down a few questions just to kind of allow everybody to understand who you are, what you do. I'm sure they've seen you around, seen you in and out of plants.
Hope so.
And so forth. So we'll go ahead and just kind of ask some questions so that they can get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
So first of all, how did you come to work at Jayco? And then the other part of that question is, what kind of drew you into the role of internal communications specialist?
Yeah, absolutely. So I graduated from Purdue May of 2022 with a degree in public relations and strategic communications. Following graduation, I worked at a public relations agency for a little bit, thinking that was kind of the route I was going down. Ended up, moving back home, thinking, just something more in communications. I've always been passionate about storytelling and just connecting with people, making those relationships. And so my mom ended up sending me the link to this job, which she actually got from one of our suppliers. She's friends with someone. So she sent me the link, and the first thing I saw was Jayco RV, and I was like, whoa, that was not what I expected. So I mean, I don't think it's a surprise to say that I don't have any RV or RV manufacturing, background per se, but, looking into the job description, seeing, that need for somebody to take a lot of the company's, messaging and kind of make it into a story, or, optimize and take the messaging from our company and to just streamline it, and through many different ways. I don't know, I felt very called to the position, and just that, I'm getting to touch a lot of different aspects of the company and work with so many different people. And obviously I interviewed with you and my other boss, Mark Dilworth, and I just felt called to the Jayco family here.
Well, that's great. Yeah, it's not a role that's really typical in Northern Indiana.
Right.
This is a role that you see a lot in larger cities with larger companies. But overall, Jayco is a large company. We're part of an even larger company.
Yep.
And really getting the internal communications is so important. So explain a little bit about what internal communications is. It sounds pretty self-explanatory, but there's a lot that goes into internal comms, as we call
Absolutely.
it. So if you can kind of explain that a little bit more for people that may not be as intimately involved in this marketing piece of it.
Yeah, sure. So internal communications, like you said, kind of sounds, self-explanatory, but really it's about, and when I came here specifically, you are given kind of an array of tools and, channels and ways to communicate to the company. And so then where I step in is I try to, optimize and make all of those channels kind of in sync with each other, and so that everybody knows exactly what's going on at all times, and people feel valued in turn because they just know what's going on at all times. So really just, and you're never going to stop learning, well, really in any job, but sure, especially in this role, I'm always trying to figure out, what's going to catch people's attention, and how to best relay the company messaging to the internal public, which is you guys. So.
Right. With all that being said, I guess what successes, you haven't been here for a whole long time, but over the year plus that you've been here, what successes have you seen, that you can really kind of say, hey, this is based on what we've now done with internal comms and really focusing our efforts?
Absolutely. So like I was saying, with the channels that I, take on with this role, LinkedIn is, our company LinkedIn account. That is one kind of easy portion of this where I can see a lot of success and a lot more connection and engagement within the company and just overall growth and more following. But more on a personal level, I would even say within the last 6 months or so, whether it's been, people out in production or in corporate, people are coming up to me and just saying, hey, thank you so much for all that you do. And that includes, our company intranet, Compass, which it serves as kind of a news feed and just a hub of all information, all things Jayco Family of Companies, so that people can always know what's going on. And so it's been really, really nice to, get that feedback. And I would say that that's one of the biggest portions of this position. I really do run off of everybody's feedback. So I would definitely say getting myself out there, more exposure, and just hearing a lot of that positive feedback definitely tells me that we're succeeding. So
that's great. Yeah, I can say from personal experience, where we were trying to get content out to all the different locations and all the different departments and so forth, and it was just very tough. Now having you very much focused on it, the consistency's gone up, the the quality has gone up. We're seeing that across all the different channels, and I think that in itself really resonates, and that's what I'm hearing the most too is, gosh, everything, we now kind of know what's going on. We now understand that, when salespeople are gone for the first quarter of calendar year, what are they out doing?
Right.
Now I see the shows. I see the new owners that are buying the units. I see all these things. So I think you talked earlier about storytelling, and I think it really does help bring to life what people do here on campus and out in Twin Falls or over in Shipshewana or you name it, what we do. And right now we're kind of scattered all over North America, going to shows and doing things, and we're kind of on the cusp of a big Tampa show now, and there's just a lot going on. So everybody's seeing that the fruits of their labor, building these units and working in all these different departments truly do resonate out into the marketplace. So that it really brings to life what we're all doing and lets everybody kind of see that we're all doing a whole lot together, and it's leading to some great successes.
Absolutely.
So we talked about some of the successes. And earlier you talked about interviewing with me and then also interviewing with Mark Dilworth, who's director of HR. So you kind of have a dotted line to both of us. So can you explain how it is working with both marketing and HR?
Sure. So with this position, like you said, it is like a unique blend of marketing and HR. And so how I look at it is obviously, like I was talking about with LinkedIn, that's an obvious, external kind of marketing tool with marketing our internal successes here. But how I also like to view it is I am essentially trying to best market to you all. And whether that's through our TVs, through Compass, and just all of our different internal channels, I am just trying to best get these streamlined messages across. And the HR side of my position is kind of then taking all of those marketing aspects and tools and then taking that to all of my channels and then best, relaying whatever message it may be, whether it's about open enrollment, whether it's celebrating monthly work anniversaries, whether it's talking about what we offer at the clinic, at the gym. It is, I then, it's not just about making things nice and pretty, but really it's to build trust and to let everyone know what is going on at all times. And so that's how I kind of blend the marketing with HR.
Yeah, I think it's so important to, we talk about marketing and we talk about, hey, we want to make sure everybody understands what's going on. But at the end of the day too, Jayco does so much for their employees, so much for the community, so much for so many people, and really kind of telling that story. This is a great place to work. It's unbelievable, what this company does and how they do it, and really kind of telling that story to everybody, not only potential employees, but also really reinforcing that message here internally to say, hey, this is a great place, and here's why, and let's look at the benefits, let's look at the clinic, let's look at the gym, let's look at you can go on and on and on and on. So I think it's very important to talk about those things and to reinforce the fact that Jayco does reinvest in our employees and the community and so forth. So I think that's a huge piece of this. So thank you so much for touching on that.
Absolutely. People want to know that they're cared for. So
absolutely. So one of the things too, Thor does a yearly study. They survey the employees and kind of ask about different things. And one of the big things that stood out this year that we need to focus on is improving communications across the company. And that's not specifically pointed at you or pointed at anybody else, but I think overall it's how do we increase communications and how do we better make sure everybody's on the same page and everybody knows what's going on. So how do you see your role helping to improve that moving forward?
Sure. Well, if anything, those results just told me you all value communication and good communication at that. And so, again, that's where I step in to take good communication to great. And, whether that's just improving our company intranet, Compass, whether it's putting up communications boards in our production plants, it's serving our employees on an email, it's again, really taking all of these different kind of channels and making sure everyone is just aligned and knows at a consistent rate what's going on and when, because nobody wants to be left in the dark.
Sure.
So that's how I can help.
No, that's great. And I think, that amplified with, the other things that are happening within the company, from the executive listening sessions to the different plant tours and discussions. There's just a lot going on, and there's a lot to take what in my opinion is a very, very good working environment, great company, and even taking it to that next level. So really looking at those responses in the surveys and saying, hey, how can we even take it to that next level? So I think what you're doing is truly helping to hit that communications piece as well as some of the other things.
Definitely.
Where do you see kind of the future of internal communications here at Jayco?
Well, to be honest, I would say it's an exciting future here at Jayco for internal communications, because I would say there's a lot of potential for even more connection and engagement. And I'm actually kind of knee deep in a project right now that aims to even more kind of unify our 4 incredible brands into, the one amazing Jayco family of companies. And I really do want to emphasize that internal communications, it's more than just, haphazardly sharing updates and just here and there, really aligning the company messaging and keeping a consistent flow and being transparent. It's going to bridge so many more gaps than you'll ever think, and everyone will just feel that they are on the same plane, and that's the goal, and no matter where they're working at. So that's where I feel that the future of internal communications will go from here.
Perfect. So we've talked about work, we've talked about you, we've talked about let's talk about you outside of the office a little bit. What do you like to do for fun?
Well, I do love to cook. I have an Instant Pot and an air fryer that I use very, very often, and I love to cook for all my friends. I would say, cooking is very much a love language for me, and just serving food, I love it. And live music is huge for me. I love concerts. I'd say last year is probably the most concerts I've been to thus far, so that was a goal of mine I wanted to hit.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite concert you've ever been to?
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Billy Joel's up there. I've seen him 3 times with my dad.
Wow.
So he's still got it. I'd say, yeah, honestly, Billy Joel. I don't know if you know of Lorde. Lorde is like one of my favorite artists. So good. I would say just my music taste kind of ranges. I also collect vinyl records, so yeah. So
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll end with one last question, and we'll let you off the hook here.
Boy.
But what's your favorite meal to cook in either your Your air fryer or your Instant Pot?
Chicken tortilla soup. It is my specialty.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. You'll have to try some.
I would love to.
Yay.
Well, thank you, everybody. Hope you got to understand a little bit more about what Hannah does, who she is. So, Hannah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Trey, thank you for bearing with me.
Absolutely. Anytime.